What is E. coli? E. coli is a large and diverse group of bacteria that live in the lower intestines of humans and warm-blooded animals. Some types of E. coli are pathogenic, meaning they can cause illness. The types of E. coli that can cause illness may be transmitted through contaminated water, food, or through contact with animals or people. Where does E. coli come from? To better understand E. coli and water contamination, it is helpful to understand coliform bacteria in general. Coliform bacteria are organisms that are present in the environment and in the feces of all warm-blooded animals and humans. Coliform bacteria by itself does not typically cause illness. However, their presence in water indicates that disease-causing organisms could potentially be in the water system, as most pathogens that can contaminate water supplies come from the feces of humans or animals. What are the potential health risks associated with E. coli contamination? Abdominal cramping, diarrhea, which may range from mild and watery to severe and bloody, gas, loss of appetite, nausea and vomiting, and finally, fatigue and fever. The Mayo Clinic explains signs and symptoms of E. coli infection typically begin 3 or 4 days after exposure to the bacteria, though you may become ill as soon as 1 day after to more than a week later. They also point out young children and older adults are at higher risk of experiencing illness caused by E. coli and more serious complications from the infection. The vast majority of people fully recover from a bout of E. coli within a week to 10 days. How are people typically exposed to E. coli? Invisible amounts of the bacteria are transmitted to humans primarily through the following: contaminated food, contaminated water, including untreated water and swimming in contaminated water, animals and their environment, particularly cows, sheep, and goats. Not washing hands thoroughly after touching a contaminated animal or its environment can transmit infection. Feces of infected people. Nursing homes, schools, and childcare facilities are particularly vulnerable to person-to-person spreading. How does E. coli get into my water supply? According to the EPA, the presence of E. coli or fecal coliform bacteria in water is a strong indication of recent sewage or animal waste contamination. Waste can enter the water through different ways, including sewage overflows, sewage systems that are not working properly, polluted stormwater runoff, and agricultural runoff. How can I protect myself and my family from potential exposure to harmful E. coli bacteria? Cook meats thoroughly. Prevent cross-contamination in your kitchen. Wash raw produce, including fruits and vegetables, thoroughly, especially leafy greens. Wash hands thoroughly after using the bathroom, changing diapers, before preparing food, and after contact with animals. Also, avoid swallowing water when swimming. In addition to following the steps outlined by the CDC regarding hand washing, food prep, cooking, and swimming, put a final barrier system in place to purify your family's drinking water on a daily basis. Do not wait for a boil alert or order. Your tap may already be affected by the time you find out about potential contamination in your area. In addition, boiling water is time and labor intensive and only supplies small amounts of water at a time, making it an impractical long-term water solution. When selecting a water purification system, inspect test results as it relates to coliform bacteria. You will find information on black Berkey purification elements down below this video. If you're using a Berkey system with black Berkey purification elements, you should consider expanding the use of purified Berkey water to include more than your typical daily drinking, cooking, and food prep. Use it to brush teeth and give Berkey water to pets. Toss any ice cubes that are not made with Berkey water. Make fresh ones using ice trays. You do not need to boil your water in addition to running it through the black Berkey purification elements. However, as an additional precaution, if using a source of water that you believe might contain extreme viral and bacteriological contamination such as E. coli, it is recommended by the CDC, EPA, and other organizations that approximately 16 drops of plain bleach or iodine per gallon be added to treat the source before purifying. This should kill minute pathogens such as viruses within 30 minutes. Berkey water purification systems address a broad universe of potential contaminants, including viruses, bacteria, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, heavy metals, and even radiologicals, while leaving in the healthy minerals your body needs. Please contact me at any time if you have any questions regarding Berkey water filtration.